Attorney J.D. Byers, representing Maurice Evans Jr. in the Mount Tabor High School shooting case, argued in court Thursday morning that shooting victim William Chavis Renard Miller Jr. had threatened to kill Evans on the morning of the shooting September 1st. Byers said that Evans was the victim of an earlier attack in the summer.
He was shot 9 times and was in intensive care for 2 weeks, and no one was ever arrested.
Evans is being held without bond in the death of Miller. Byers argued that because of the circumstances of this case, Evans should be eligible for release on bond.
Getting a low bond in a murder case is a fairly rare thing, but in this case I think it was justified, but the judge disagreed, and I respect the court's opinion.
Byers gave the court documents that included
some photos of my client when he was in the hospital and some text messages from Mr. Miller to my client, and some postings online.
Byers and District Attorney Jim O'Neill held a joint news conference after the court hearing. O'Neill wouldn't comment on case specifics, but said that no one should ever take the law into their own hands.
If individuals are out there and they're in public schools and they're feeling threatened by other students at school or groups of students at school, it's important that they go seek out the SRO, the police officer, or the sheriff's deputy that is assigned to that school, and explain that so that the authorities can do something so you don't feel like your back is up against the wall.
O'Neill had this comment on the judge's decision to allow no bond in the case.
Anytime you're dealing with school violence, we have to send a message to the community that it won't be tolerated.
As well, O'Neill argued that the defendant is actually safer in jail.
Anytime you're dealing with young individuals and shootings and murder, in a particular case, there's always a likelihood for retaliation. And as I said, I think it's not only likely, but it's probable that retaliation could be sought by victims' friends. And so oftentimes the safest place for a defendant is actually in custody. So that may be surprising to some in the community, but based upon 25 years of prosecuting cases, I believe that's the safest place for certain individuals.
I'm Wesley Young, reporting for the Winston-Salem Journal.